So for the next topic, we have the 7.6 prediction interval for future observation. In some problem situations, we may be interested in predicting a future observation of a variable. This is a different problem than estimating the mean of that variable. So confidence interval is not appropriate. In this section, we should how to obtain a 100 times the quantity of 1 minus alpha percent prediction interval on a future value of a normal random variable. A prediction interval provides bounds on one or more future observations from the population. For example, a prediction interval could be used to bound a single new measurement of viscosity, another useful interval. So for the first formula, we have a normal distribution of measurements with a known mean and known variance. A 100 times the quantity of 1 minus alpha percent prediction interval of a future observation x sub 0 is sample size minus the value of z times the population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus the value of z times the population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n, where z sub a over 2 or alpha over 2 is the z value, leaving an area of a over 2 to the right. So this table, I provide the table that commonly used for the z value. We have the 80, 85, 90, 95, 99, 99.5, and 99.9%. Dito sa right side, we have the Z value table na magagamit natin sa pagkuha ng ating Z value. So, for our sample problem number 1, we have Acer Company tested 25 newly manufactured laptops to measure their battery performance. The sample showed an average battery life of 6.7 hours. The previous set testing, the population standard deviation is known to be 0.8 hours. Construct a 99% prediction interval for the battery life of the next laptop unit produced. So, ang ating computation dyan is, una, kailangan natin identify lahat ng given. We have the sample size of 25 laptop. We have the sample mean, 6.7 hours. We have the population standard deviation, which is 0.8 hours. And to get the z value, we must first get the alpha. Then yung ating prediction interval, we have the 99% or 0.0099. Yung ating alpha is equal to 1 minus 0.99. So, ang ating alpha is 0.01. Then yung alpha over 2 is equal to 0.01 over 2 is equal to 0.005. So dito, yung value na 0.005 is yung area to the right. So para makuha yung area to the left, we have to compute it. 1 minus 0.005 is equal to 0.995. So yung 99.5% of the area to the left of z value. So makukuha na natin yung value ng ating z value. Titingnan natin sa z table. And yung value niya is 2.576. Then, yung formula, kailangan natin 'to para i-substitute yung solution. We have the sample mean minus z value times the population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus z value times the population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n. So, substitute lang lahat natin yung given. We will have the 6.7 minus 2.576 times 0.8 times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over 25 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 6.7 plus 2.576 times 0.8 times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over 25. So, una natin kukumputin is yung kanyang lower limit or itong equation na nasa left side. And using our calculator, we will have 4.5984 hours. Then yung ating upper limit na nasa right side equation, using our calculator, we will compute it and the value is 8.8016 hours. So, yung interpretation dito is yung 99% prediction na yung battery life ng next laptop unit produced is between 4.5984 hours and 8.8016 hours. And for the next sample problem, we have sample, sample problem number 2. Engineer Howard tested 40 power supply units and found it has average output voltage of 12 volts. From previous production data, the population standard deviation is known to be 0.15 volts. Assuming normality, determine a 95% prediction interval for the output voltage of the next power supply unit. So, ang nahanap naman dito is yung prediction interval niya na mayroong 95%. So, sa ating solution, first, yung sabi ko una, given, we have the sample size n, which is 40. We have the sample mean, 12 volts. Population standard deviation na 0.15 volts. Yung Z value is ito muna ating kukunin. We have 95% prediction interval or 0.95. Yung alpha is 1 minus 0.95, which is 0.05. Then yung alpha over 2 is equal to 0.05 over 2 is equal to 0.025. Then yung 0.025 yun yung area to the right, and para makuha yung area to the left, we have 1 minus 0.025 is equal to 0.975. So yung 97.5 is yun yung area to the left ng Z value. So yung Z sub 0.025 is equal to 1.96 kung titingnan natin sa Z table. So we have the same formula, sample mean minus Z value times the population standard deviation times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus Z value na nakuha natin times the population standard deviation times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over n. Substituting yung ating mga given, we have the 12 minus 1.96 times 0.15 times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over 40 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 12 plus 1.96 times 0.15 times the quantity of 1 square root of 1 plus 1 over 40. So, katulad ng kanina, ito muna ang nasa left side, yung lower limit. Using our calculator, we will get 11.7023 volts. Then yung upper limit na nasa right side, we have, using our calculator, we will get 12.2977 volts. So, yung 95% prediction interval natin sa output voltage ng next power supply unit is between 11.7023 volts and 12.2977 volts. Then for the last sample problem, we have the sample problem number 3. JNT Express recorded the delivery times of 36 completed deliveries along Batangas City. The results showed an average delivery time of 3.4 hours with a known population standard deviation of 0.4 hours. This time, we will have to determine a 90% prediction interval for the delivery time of the next scheduled delivery on the same place. So, sa ating solution, we have the given sample size 36, sample mean, we have the 3.4 hours. Population standard deviation, 0.4 hours. Then, mamaya natin to babanggitin. Dito muna tayo. We have the 90% or 0.90 prediction interval. To get the alpha, 1 minus 0.90. Alpha is equal to 0.10. Then, alpha over 2 is equal to 0.10 over 2 is equal to 0.05. Yung 0.05 natin is the area to the right. So, 1 minus 0.05 is equal to 0.950. So, 95% of the area is to the left of Z value. So, yung 0.05, yung Z sub 0.05 have the value of 1.645 sa ating Z table. So, next, we have the same formula. Sample mean minus Z sub A alpha over 2 times the population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus Z sub alpha over 2 times population standard deviation times the quantity of square root of 1 plus 1 over n. So, substituting lahat ng given sa ating formula, we will get 3.4 minus 1.645 times 0.4 times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over 36 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 3.4 plus 1.645 times 0.4 times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over 36. So, yon, we have the lower limit, the nasa left side. Calculating this using our calculator, we will get 2.7329 hours. Then the upper limit na nasa right side, wait, yan. Using calculator, we will get 4.0671 hours. So, yung ating conclusion dyan is, yung 90% na prediction interval natin sa delivery time sa susunod na delivery sa same place is between 2.7329 hours and 4.0671 hours. So that is the last problem for the first formula. Next, we will have the prediction interval for a normal distribution of measurements with unknown mean and unknown variance. 100 times the quantity of 1 minus alpha percent prediction interval for future observation x sub 0 is, so yung kanina, we have unknown mean and known known variance yung una. Then yung sunod na formula, we have unknown mean and unknown variance. So dito paras na unknowns yung mean and variance. So we have the formula sample mean minus t sub alpha over 2. Then yung S natin dyan is the sample standard deviation times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus t sub a alpha over 2 times the sample standard deviation times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n, where t sub alpha over 2 is the t value with v or yung degrees of freedom n minus 1, leaving an area of alpha over 2 to the right. So, the sample problem, ito muna, magagamit natin itong t-table para makuha yung value ng ating t. So, we have here sample problem number 1. Yokohama Tire Company tested 11 tires to estimate how long new batch will last. The sample had an average lifespan of 67,000 kilometers and a sample standard deviation of 5,200 kilometers. Assume the data are normally distributed. Find a 99% prediction interval for the lifespan of a single future tire from the same batch. So, ang ating given, we have the sample size n is equal to 11 tires. The sample mean, we have 67,000 kilometers. Yung sample standard deviation na 5,200 kilometers. So, dito muna tayo sa right side, yung ating prediction interval na 99% or 0.99 para makuha yung alpha, 1 minus 0.99. Yung alpha natin is 0.01. Then yung alpha over 2 is equal to 0.01 over 2 is equal to 0.05. Then, yung, essential tong degrees of freedom para makuha natin yung t-value. We have n minus 1. N natin is 11 minus 1. So, yung degrees of freedom natin is 10. So, makukuha na natin yung value ng ating t na t sub alpha over 2 which is 3.169. Then, the formula given, sample mean minus t value times the sample standard deviation times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus t sub alpha over 2 times the sample standard deviation times the quantity of 1 square root ng 1 plus 1 over n. Substituting the given, we will get 67,000 minus 3.169 times 5,200 times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over 11 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 67,000 plus 3.169 times 5,200 times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over 11. So the lower limit, if we compute it here using our calculator, we will get 49,788.4547 kilometers. Then the upper limit is the right side. If we type it in our calculator, we will get 84,211.5453 kilometers. Therefore, yung 99% prediction interval natin para sa lifespan ng single future tire is between 49,788.45747 kilometers and 84,211.5453 kilometers. So, for the next sample problem 2, we have McDonald's want to estimate how long future customer might have to wait for a table during busy hours. From a random sample of 10 customers, the average waiting time was 12.3 minutes. With a sample standard deviation of 3.2 minutes, assume the data are normally distributed, then construct a 95% prediction interval for the waiting time of the next customer. So dito naman, we have the 95% prediction interval. So get the given first. We have the sample size, n is equal to 10 customers. Yung sample mean, we have 12.3 minutes. Sample standard deviation, 3.2 minutes. Then yung ating prediction interval, we have 95% or 0.95. Alpha natin, 1 minus 0.95. Alpha is 0.05. Alpha over 2 is equal to 0.05 over 2. Then alpha over 2 is equal to 0.025. The degrees of freedom, 10 minus 1. Degrees of freedom is equal to 9. So, the value ng alpha over 2 is equal to 2.262 na makikita natin sa ating t-table. So, we have the same formula. Sample mean minus t sub alpha over 2 times the sample standard deviation times the quantity of 1 plus square root ng 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus t sub alpha over 2 times the sample standard deviation times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n. Substituting lahat ng given sa ating problem. we will get 12.3 minus 2.262 times 3.2 times the quantity of 1 square root ng 1 plus 1 over 10 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 12.5 plus 2.262 times 3.2 times the quantity of 1 plus 1 over 10. So the lower limit sa left side, if we compute it using our calculator, we will get 4.7083 minutes. Then sa upper limit na nasa right side, if we compute it in our calculator, we will get 19.8917 minutes. So, the conclusion, yung 95% prediction interval natin para sa pag-iintay ng next customer is between 4.7083 minutes and 19.89717 minutes. So, for the last problem sa ating prediction interval with unknown variance and unknown mean, we have sample problem number 3. Engineer Robbie measured the current output of 15 identical solar panels under the same light condition. The average current recorded was 4.5 amperes with a sample standard deviation of 0.6 amperes. Assume normality. Find the 99% prediction interval for the current of another solar panel tested under the same condition. So, ang hinahanap dito is yung 99% prediction interval na yung solar panel is merong current. So, the given, we have the sample size, 15 solar panels. We have the sample mean, 4.5 amperes. We have the sample standard deviation na 0.6 amperes. Then, yung ating prediction interval na 99% or 0.99. Then, yung alpha natin, 1 minus 0.99. And yung value ng alpha is 0.01. Alpha over 2 is equal to 0.01 over 2 minus is equal to 0.005. Then we have the degrees of freedom, 15 minus 1. So, the value ng degrees of freedom is 14. So, galing dito, and makikita natin sa t-table. So, the value ng t sub alpha over 2 is equal to 2.977. The same formula, we have sample mean minus t sub alpha over 2 times sample standard deviation times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n less than x sub 0 less than or equal to sample mean plus t sub alpha over 2 times sample standard deviation times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n. Input lang natin lahat ng given sa ating formula. We will get 4.5 minus 2.977 times 0.6 times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over n over 15 less than x sub 0 less than or equal to 4.5 plus 2.977 times 0.66 times the quantity of square root ng 1 plus 1 over 15. So we have the lower limit sa ating left side. If we compute it in our calculator, we will get 2.6552 amperes. Then the upper limit in our right side, if we use calculator to compute it, we will get 6.3448 amperes. So to conclude the last sample problem, the 99% prediction interval para sa current ng another solar panel with the same light condition is between 2.6552 amperes and 6.3448 amperes. So that's the end of my part, the 7.6 prediction interval. Next, we will have 7.7 tolerance interval, which will be discussed by Miss Ilaw. Thank you po.
So I will be now discussing the topic for 7.7, which is the tolerance interval. A tolerance interval is another important type of interval estimate. For example, the chemical product viscosity data might be assumed to be normally distributed. We might like to calculate limits that bound 95% of the viscosity values. Next po. A tolerance interval for capturing at least y% of the values in a normal distribution with confidence level 100 times the quantity of 1 minus alpha percent is sample mean minus the tolerance interval times the standard deviation, or when we will like to calculate the one-sided interval, which is the upper, we will use the formula for the sample mean plus the tolerance interval times the standard deviation. And for the lower interval that we would like to calculate, we will be using the formula using sample mean uh, minus tolerance interval times the quantity of standard deviation, where k is a tolerance interval factor found in table 1. Values are given for y equals 90%, 95%, and 99%, and for the 90%, 95%, and 99% confidence. Next slide. So this is the table that we will use when we were looking for the k value, which is the tolerance interval, and this is the tolerance factor for normal distribution. Next slide. For the sample problem number 1, a factory measured the capacity of a battery cell process. A sample size of 20 cells gives a sample mean of 94.2% and sample standard deviation of 0.8%. Find a two-sided 95% tolerance interval that bounds 90% of all battery capacity, where y is equals to 0.90 and 1 minus alpha is equals to 0.95. Assume the measurements are approximately normal. Slide. So, meron tayong given na sample size which is 20 and a sample mean of 94.2% and a standard deviation of 0.8%. If we will be look on the sample problem, we are asked to find the two-sided 95% tolerance interval that bounds down 90% of all battery capacities. So, since ang hinahanap natin ay two-sided interval, we will be using the formula of sample mean plus and minus the tolerance interval, which is ang tolerance interval is mahahanap natin dun sa table na dun sa factor table na sadyang ginagamit para makuha yung tolerance natin times the standard deviation. And we will be substituting. So we will get the 94.2% plus the 2.31 times the quantity of 0.8%. We will be getting the answer of 96.04 and 92.35. And therefore, we are 95% confident that at least 90% of all produced battery cells have capacity between 96.04% and 92.35%. For the next sample problem, we have a company measures the voltage rating of capacitors in a new batch. A sample size of 30 capacitors gives a sample mean of 89.8 volts and a sample standard deviation of 0.5 volts. Find a one-sided 95% tolerance interval that bounds 90% of all capacitor voltage, which where y is equals to 0.90 and 1 minus alpha is equals to 0.95. Assume that the data follows a normal distribution. Next slide. So take note that ang hinahanap ng problem natin is one-sided upper tolerance interval. Kaya ang gagamitin nating formula is sample mean plus the tolerance interval times the standard deviation. And meron tayong given na sample size which is 30 and a sample mean of 89.8% and the standard deviation of 0.5 volts. So we will be substituting 89.8% plus 1.77 which is yung tolerance interval natin times 0.5 which is yung ating standard deviation, and we will now get the answer of 90.08 volts. So to conclude, we are 95% confident that at least 90% of all capacitors will have the voltage ratings less than or equal to 90.68 volts. The next sample problem. An amplifier manufacturing sample has a sample size of 30 and a sample mean gain of 94.7% and a sample standard deviation of 0.6%. Find the tolerance interval that gives one-sided lower 95% bounds that captures 95% of the population where y is equals to 0.95. 1 minus alpha is equals to 0.95 also. Next po. So, meron tayong given na sample size which is 30 and a sample mean of 94.7% and the standard deviation of 0.6%. And take note ulit na ang hinahanap natin is one-sided tolerance interval pero lower naman kasi kanina ang hinahanap natin is yung upper. So since lower ang hinahanap natin, we will be using the formula of the sample mean minus the tolerance interval times the standard deviation, and we will be substituting 94.7% minus 2.22 times the standard deviation of 0.6%, and now we will get the answer of 93.36%. And to interpret this, we are 95% confident that at least 95% of amplifiers have gain greater than or equal to 93.36%. And that's all for my part. Thank you po. Ayup, antok na ako.